Hi there, it's Ben with Bottomless Inkwell. I'm here today, still figuring out my camera, but I'm out in Mother Nature, at least a little bit, getting ready to make a drawing. Well, it's an ink drawing. It's technically a painting. I'm using a brush, or starting out with a brush. I'll eventually get to using a little bit of pen with it too, but I thought I would just peek my face in here before I sit down and work. Last time I noticed the last video, the artwork was kind of hard to see, so I'm going to try this setup and see if it works any better. If you haven't subscribed to Bottomless Inkwell, please hit the subscribe button now, and you can watch me on my journey of figuring out how to talk about my art in front of the camera. So here we go. A lot of times I avoid using text, but today I'm gonna borrow some text from Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now. Really a fascinating book. It really points to when people are talking about finding themselves, and differentiating between automatic thoughts that you have versus your awareness and your higher levels of consciousness. And I have to thank my daughter Isabella for pointing me to Eckhart Tolle. It's totally worth it. So profound and meaningful. But here we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a quote from page 45 of The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And really two potent sentences. And then I'm just going to have a little fun and play with some of that text. Talks about power over others, which is the cause of a lot of suffering in the world, in individual relationships and cultures and communities. Power over others. Disguised. You? I love that because it's just this first part. Power over others just sounds so tyrannical. And truly it is. And a lot of tyrants are actually very weak people, weak-minded and weak in character, weak in spirit. But power over others is weakness disguised as strength. That's the first sentence. Poignant, true, kind of sad, true. True power is within. I'm sure we've all heard that. True power comes from within. But true power is within, is how he phrases it in the book. True power is within. Oh, I love hearing all the birds this time of year in the spring. Really satisfying. And This is one of my favorite parts, finding the power of now many times over and over again. And it is, I'm going to jump down here for available. It's a little bigger. Available now. So it really points to these two sentences. This quote from the book points to that strength that we all have as human beings. When we feel that others have power over us, if we look inside, we have this consciousness, this awareness that's deep and profound and beautiful and can't be taken away by anyone. So if someone's around puffing their, puffing the chest feathers out, and you can always find resolve in the fact that some things can't be taken away. So, power over others is weakness disguised as strength. True power is within and it is available now. So it never goes away. Another part of the book, which is just beautiful, I think it's also in chapter 2, and he says the secret of life is to die within life, and then realize that we never die, which I thought was really a great metaphor. Lots of secrets in life, and it's not that anybody's hiding anything, it's just sort of built into the way living is. So we have this text, and I'll give Eckhart credit here on the bottom when I'm done. But looking at these my brush strokes for my text, now I enjoy adding some design and lines to things to make them a little more interesting visually. So, feeling for some rain. Rain would be tragedy on this ink right about now. There we go. And so by doing this, adding these different things, this other visual element, we take the text out of its standard realm of utilitarian communication, and we turn it into something a little more interesting. I wanted to talk about my art making a little bit while I was working on this, and it's been a long, arduous journey trying to make my art career happen in a specific way. And only recently, and it has a lot to do with a lot of different things, but it definitely has a little bit or more to do with Eckhart Tolle's book and his perspective on living. But just that I need to get back in touch with why I make artwork. Many artists, we want so desperately to make artwork strictly by itself, and some people can do that. I've had friends that are living out of vans, that are chose a very hard way of living in exchange for being able to live with as much freedom creatively as they could. And I respect that. And I tried that to some degree a couple times and couldn't quite pull it off, really, honestly. So what I've learned, it's funny, I keep thinking of my friend Ralph Smart from his Infinite Waters channel, where he likes to talk about his journey. What I've learned on my journey, it's so true though, what I've learned is that if you can somehow relax that drive for what you want, you can be more in touch with what you actually want. It's almost as though the harder you try, the less likely you are to get what you want. I know it's counterintuitive, but that is positively how it feels. When you're an artist, you want all these opportunities, and so when you start out, you spend a lot of time making your artwork, and then gradually you switch that time to looking for opportunities, to sustain yourself, pay for things, and to live your life. Oh, here comes some good rain. Oh boy. Let's pull this up a little bit. One raindrop and this one's done. But then, what I realize is, if you are feeling fulfilled as a person, if you're in touch with your higher consciousness and your awareness, for an artist, for a creative person especially, and really for all people, once you have that purpose, you'll find satisfaction in that, in and of itself. The other things have a tendency to take care of themselves, but sometimes in life we just have to do things that aren't exactly the thing that we know as our purpose and that we want. So we have to find middle ground, and there's that. So I think what I'm going to do is just quickly add some of my akimbo characters here. Reluctantly holding hands. Maybe not reluctantly. So, I don't know if I expressed in words what I was trying to. Basically, I was trying to say that you can, if you're into making art, or whatever it is you're into, whatever your purpose is, if you can't find your purpose, keep looking, because it's out there. But once you find that, if it's art making, if it's writing, if it's some creative thing, it's kind of contrived to say just do it, but boy, really, just doing it brings so much peace to your heart and mind. A friend of mine a long time ago said, "You make such long shadows for your characters," and I was so flattered that they paid attention. I think we all, as human beings, want a little bit of attention, especially when it comes to whatever we chose as our life's purpose. And so I've always liked adding those long shadows. Yeah, a little bit of ink spatter on this one. So there we have it. Power over others is weakness disguised as strength. True power is within, and it is available now. Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now. Thanks for joining me today.